Today, what I want to talk about are the 10 essential softwares to scale while working less as a health coach. So you can absolutely not use all of these. However, you will cost yourself time and money. Even if the softwares cost money, you will cost yourself more in the hours that you spend doing this shit manually. And I promise you, it will save you more money than it is going to cost you.
Welcome to Swift Coaches Academy, a podcast dedicated to bringing health and wellness professionals the uncensored truth behind what it really takes to succeed in the health industry with me, your host, Xenia Wood. As an accredited exercise physiologist and business owner for almost a decade, I'm on a mission to transform the lives of ambitious health professionals like you who want more and are ready to take action to create incredible impact in your careers and unlock financial freedom in your business. So join me as I speak candidly with industry leaders about the struggles and successes from within the trenches through thought-provoking conversations.
Alrighty, welcome back to another episode. Today I am super excited because I have just come off the back of a weekend at my first ever fitness trade expo. So this was a big deal because I paid probably all up, including so we gave away a MacBook. So that'd be $2,000 straight up. It cost about $5,500 just for the stall, and then everything that I paid for, and then the accommodation and the flights. Let's call it an even maybe like 9-10 grand. So yeah, I did that. That was a huge, I guess, risk, but I am one who promotes taking risks and being bold with our decisions. And the thing is, I only need one or two clients realistically to sign up to work with us inside of some of the programs that we have for that to be ROI positive for me. So realistically, when I think of it like that, it's like out of, the thousands of people who walked past our stall and the specific market I can get in front of. So I talk a lot about in some of our programs about nailing your target avatar and your ideal client, but also knowing where you can find 100% of those people. And for me, at a fitness trade expo section is all health professionals, all fitness professionals. So that's 100% where my people are. And so it's almost stupid for me not to do that, right? So that was really, really cool. We did give away a MacBook for free, which was our lead generating tactic, and also played a bit of beer pong without the beer to help engage people, and as well using another marketing tactic. I can't claim that one. My boyfriend actually came up with that one, but that was such a fun weekend, which is why it is Monday night and I'm down to the 11th hour, literally filming this for my podcast editor for it to be released tomorrow, when you will be hearing this if you're listening to it as it gets released. So today, what I want to talk about are the 10 essential softwares to scale while working less as a health coach. I think that with coaches, what I see so often is that there are so many of them who are really, really good at what they do in terms of coaching. But when it comes to tech and IT and integrations and softwares and systems, they kind of, are either frustrated with technology, aren't great at it, or want to be on the gym floor or coaching clients, being in front of them more, right? You didn't get into business to just be this tech guru, okay? So I'm going to help you to have the 10 essential softwares that I believe you need to scale while working less. So you can absolutely not use all of these. However, you will cost yourself time and money. Even if the softwares cost money, you will cost yourself more in the hours that you spend doing this shit manually. And I promise you, it will save you more money than it is going to cost you. I'm going to go through them all. I'm going to talk about the exact prices and the things that I believe are super, super important for you to have. And there's also going to be a ton of discounts or affiliate links down in the show notes so that you can go and grab those softwares directly from my links specifically. Some of them will also give you bonuses as well. So let's dive in without further ado. The first one is, please have a payment portal. Like, if you are trying to scale, and so this is not a conversation for beginning. Coaches, however, if you want to start the right way and you want to scale, then I'd still be starting with this sort of stuff. But this is not the sort of really, really lean financially systems that I would use. This is what I would use if you are like ready to hit the ground running, let's go. So some of these might be applicable if you're new, but if you're looking to scale, you know that's something you want to do, you need to seriously be considering all of these 10. First one is a payment portal. I recommend Stripe to everyone. The reason for that, and not something that is like go cardless, which I do recommend if someone's doing sort of recurring debits and perhaps they're just within Australia. The reason I recommend Stripe is because you also have international payments that you can take, and you can take payment on the spot. So important. The amount of times and the amount of time it takes me to chase people up because their payment can't get put through that second when I'm in front of them and has to be the next day or 3 days from now. And then my payment doesn't come through until the next week, and it's just chasing up. And even if that person wasn't intentionally trying to give you a card with no money in it, it's just that chasing up that's unnecessary and wasting a ton of our time. And we've got to remember what our hourly rate is, right? It's not worth our time following that shit up. And even if you have a virtual assistant, you don't want them following that up if you can help it as well and get the payment on the spot. Really, really helpful and important. So recommending Stripe for your payment portal. Next one is having an accounting software. Every accountant that I've ever spoken to will probably tell you that Xero is the best software. That's Xero. Currently, until the end of this month, October 2024, there is a 90% off for your first 6 months, which is bloody ridiculous. I've never seen that before. It's actually a company that I invested into in the stock market and have done recently because I believe in them so much, and I see the value of this software, and I see just how many people are using it and just how easy it is to integrate all your finances. So this is something that I recommend that you get as soon as possible in your business so that you can make sure that you are following up your finances. Normally it starts at $35 a month though, so still not going to break the bank. Then you want cloud storage and a professional email, not yourname@gmail.com, right? So we want Google Suite, okay? That starts from $8.40 a month per user, and that's going to give you access to your own professional email, which can say at swiftcoachesacademy.com.au or whatever your business name is. And it's also going to give you everything like online Google Docs, Google Sheets, PowerPoint, all those sorts of things. And if you are still using offline Word and Microsoft, then you are living in the dark ages. And that computer dies or something gets corrupted, you do not have that. We need stuff in the cloud, and I cannot believe the amount of people who I talk to who still have this. So hopefully you're not one of them. If not, please just pay the $8.40 and get Google Suite. Now into some that you may not know of or be using yet, but are absolutely essential if you're looking to scale your business and work less hours. Really important, because you can scale your business and just do all the things manually, right? But that's going to cost you far more time. And I'm betting if you're listening to this, you actually would prefer to not have to do that on your weeknights and instead spend time with the people that you love. So number 4 is a project management tool. The one that I use and absolutely love and has been like the crowd favorite as like a new startup that's growing, that's only getting better, is called ClickUp. So it is already like really well developed. It's not like super newbie anymore, but it was a couple years ago when I started using it. $6 per user per month. And this is one that if you have anyone on your team, whether that's a VA only or you have a couple of staff members, this is bloody phenomenal. It is going to track projects. You can have Gantt charts and you can have calendars on there. You can have private files so that only management can see certain things. And it's basically your entire business hub on there. That you can put on there. It also has screen recordings and comments section. The only thing it doesn't do is kind of like a Slack or a WhatsApp variation where you can like message in real time. You can do that, but it doesn't give you those ping notifications. So we still use WhatsApp for the, I guess, add-on to the project management that is free. But ClickUp is absolutely incredible. And there's so many ways that you can streamline this. And we have all our SOPs through there, our standard operating procedures, and you can comment on specific tasks as opposed to like in Slack or WhatsApp when you're commenting about 7 different things and it gets a bit confusing. You can sort of assign it to the specific task, which is really awesome. The next one is a CRM, a customer relationship management software. So this should also double as your appointment booking software. So some people might be using Acuity or Calendly or Google Calendar for their appointment bookings right now, which is fine. And you can actually integrate these ones because they're typically free. You can integrate them with your CRM. And so for health professionals, I recommend Clinico, which starts from $45 a month. And then for all businesses in terms of non-health professionals, so your PTs and anyone else who doesn't need to have documents that have to be signed and dated on a specific date and saved. So your health professionals will need that. But if you are not through APRA or ESSA, if you don't know what those means, that's not you, then you should be using Go High Level. So this is going to be a really, really broad, all-encompassing software that helps you with funnels. It also does SMS and email automations, and all of that is from $97 a month. It does do a whole lot more in terms of being able to manage other things in your business. However, I don't think it does them very well. And so I don't recommend it for that. I actually use additional softwares, which I know is annoying and will cost you a little bit more. However, for the user integration and how it works for your business and for your clients, I think it's well worth it. So for your CRM and appointment bookings, we are going with Clinico for health professionals as my recommendation, or Go High Level for all other businesses. And I actually use Go High Level with my health business as well, because it's great for lead management. So what I mean by that is like a funnel or a pipeline. So when someone first interacts with your business and they inquire with you, you can basically create a funnel that's like, okay, from the lead through to the close of the sale process when they become a client, there's going to be steps in there where you can nurture them. You can have automated texts and emails that get sent out that sort of warm them up and tell them about your business along the journey and help them them to book appointment, the initial appointment or conversation, or to take the next step so that they do move through that. And it's well worth it, because if you miss one client and forget them and your lead funnel is through like Google Sheets, then this system that is $97 a month is paid for that by not letting you to forget any of those and sort of pushing them through the funnel automatically through like email automation and text message automation, which is awesome. There's so many different triggers and things that you can do. Speaking of, the next one is email automations, number 6. So if you're not going to use Go High Level, or let's say you are using Clinico for your CRM, then I would be using MailerLite, Lite. And this is something that I used before I used Go High Level. I really like it. It is probably one of the most affordable email softwares that really does everything that you need. Please stay away from MailChimp. It is horrific, and I have heard nothing but horrible things from that platform, so I do not recommend that at all. So MailerLite, there's a 30-day free trial, and it's $0 for up to your first 1,000 subscribers for like a limited use thing, okay? And then it's $9 a month for literally all the features. So that is well worth it, because email subscribers and connecting with your followers through that platform is only, I see, going to become more and more valuable. We know that on social media, it's only getting harder to get in front of the people who even follow you these days. But you can get sort of anywhere between a 20 and 40% open rate for emails. So, putting people on a subscriber list and using things which we might talk about in another episode called lead magnets, that basically you give someone something of value in exchange for their email address so that you can continue to warm them up until they're ready to purchase from you, is really, really bloody crucial, especially if you want a business that's going to thrive in the years to come. Cool. Next one is a training app. This is probably pretty obvious, but you can do this with nutrition and or exercise. We recommend PT Distinction for training for exercise. It starts as little as I think 19.90 a month for 3 clients, which is obviously just kind of like a taster. But then you've got starting at 59.90 a month for up to 25 clients on that app. And we find that one the most user friendly. We don't do a ton of text messaging through that with our clients back and forth. We haven't found a software that is great for that unless the people are logging into the app all the time, which I guess is the primary challenge with that. But PT Distinction is really, really great. One to use. I used to use my PT Hub and it was so glitchy. So I would recommend staying away from that. We had to move over and it was a nightmare. So PT Distinction for your training app. I know that, there's lots of them. There's Train Heroic, there's Trainerize, and so many more that are very similar. But yeah, I recommend PT Distinction. Next one is a screen recording app. So ClickUp does this. And if you're looking to scale your business, it is so, so helpful. And I would argue to the point of essential that you are teaching your team how to do things in admin and back of house through screen record and talking them through this process, and then creating SOP documents off the back of that, especially if you have virtual assistants as well, so they can go back and view this too, but even your team that's in-house or receptionists. So that is so, so important. ClickUp, like I said, does it, but I do feel like it's limited features. So I actually pay for Loom. You may have heard of this before. It's free to start and then $12.50 a month for the business option, which gives you unlimited duration of videos that you can do. And the amount of times it's saved me jumping on calls or trying to explain things to people, and I can just do it whenever I'm ready and they can view it. It is so, so handy. So Loom, absolutely, for your management of your team and staff. And I know a lot of people use it to screen record and sort of talk to their clients with check-ins and things like that as well. So it can double as that. Number 9 is online document signing. So, having physical documents and then trying to like keep the papers for people signing contracts and agreements and waiver forms and whatever is just crazy to me, and having all that paper ridiculous and printing it, and just like you want to have things as efficient and easy as possible, and if you're not getting clients to sign agreements, then it's really easy for them to tap out whenever and maybe not get the results that you promised them because you didn't get to go through the full duration with them. But also, if someone gets injured and you haven't had them sign waiver forms and things like that, then you are liable, and that is no go. And you don't want to lose those pieces of paper. So online signing form is so, so important. We use one called Sign Now, which is just $8 a month. And there's another option as well that you can use that I really like. And we actually use both depending on parts of the business that we're using it with. And this is called Thrive Cart. So this is more for online businesses. And the idea behind this is it's far more customized checkout page as well. So it integrates with Stripe as your payment portal. And then you can have a T's and C's box. So people don't have to like open up this signing document. It doesn't feel as like intimidating. They can just tick a box and then it's done, and it's still just as legally binding. But the Sign Now, you can be really... what am I trying to say? You can really individualize all the contracts, and you can have tick boxes and initials here and things like that. So that one's really, really great if you do need a little bit more complexity to any of the agreements that you have in your business. Number 10 is our password manager. Now, I didn't have this in my business for such a long time, and I feel so grateful that I found this because I was talking to a guy who works in cybersecurity, and the amount of people who get their accounts hacked, their email hacked, and then every password's the same or whatever is... It can really turn businesses upside down, to the point where he was talking about businesses who have a couple $1 million, and they've sort of gone in and hacked and then are sending payments to themselves, or these businesses, especially in the health space, the amount of compliance that we need to be secure online and not be sharing personal information with anyone is really, really important. And so this password manager that I use called NordPass, I've looked at all of them. I also talked to the cybersecurity guy, and this one is not only one of the very cheapest, but also one of the best, which is usually pretty rare. It's $1.79 per user per month. Okay, so everyone can afford that. And to protect yourself from someone stealing your passwords and getting in and logging all your information, and this couple of $1 million health business was literally looking at the point of like just shutting their business down because of the amount of like legal ramifications and things that they had to go through to get this back from this scammer or this blackmailer was just like almost not worth it, which is really, really sad. So for $1.97, we can all get a password manager. Now, I do have two bonus softwares that I wouldn't say are like super essential, but in certain businesses, I definitely would recommend them that I wanted to add in. The first one, we'll call that number 11, is your social media auto posting. So you can absolutely use Meta. It has its own one, but I think it is pretty shit. And it's not going to post on other platforms. So it'll post to Facebook, Instagram, but I use one called Plan. And what that one does is also post to Pinterest, to LinkedIn, and can also post to YouTube Shorts. So it's really, really versatile. You have one thing and it just goes out, and being omnipresent, i.e. present in all places or everywhere at once, is really what's going to help you stand out online in your marketing. And we need to be getting seen more places and in more times before people start to know, like, and trust us. And if you're going to have to manually do that, or someone on your team has to manually do that, or you just go, fuck it, I'm just going to go in on one platform and then that platform shuts down, or you lose your password, then you're kind of screwed. So I think that is so important that we diversify where we're putting our efforts, and still, yes, have a couple of platforms that we go deep on and focus our efforts on, but to be present across multiple platforms is going to be the players that I believe are going to win in the coming months and years. Now, the last one is one I've been talking to some clients about recently who are looking to create more of an education platform or portal for their clients when they're looking to provide them with specific advice. They're going to create group programs, and this is what we call an LMS, or a learning management software. So the one that I use is called Thinkific, and this starts from $36 a month with a free trial, which is awesome. And I haven't found anything cheaper than that to create. I think it's up to 3 different courses, and you can have communities with that as well. The reason I love Thinkific and I chose it initially is because it allows you a lot more interaction with your students in terms of submitting assignments and submitting things to you that you can then mark. It also gives interaction in terms of quizzes, and then there's a community where you can drop in chats and comments and questions on specific topics, which is awesome. The other one I will recommend that I don't personally use, but I do know is great for community, more so I believe than Thinkific is called Circle. It doesn't have the same assessments and like quiz things as Thinkific does, which is the one that I use and recommend. But Circle is $89 a month with a free trial. I will mention that Thinkific does go up to roughly the same prices as well when you add communities and things like that. But I found that Circle is a little bit more user friendly when you're talking about the app, even though they both have one. And it's also you're able to private message the host or you, if you're the course creator or the account holder, which is something Thinkific doesn't have. So depending on the type of community that you're looking to create, that may or may not be helpful for you. So hopefully that has given you a ton of stuff and you've maybe paused this, written this down, but there is if you've sort of forgotten anything that I've said, it's all going to be in the show notes below this podcast episode. So please make sure you go there and use the links as well that are in the show notes, because you will get access to potential discounts and there'll be some affiliate links. So yes, I will get some kickbacks from these. However, everything that I have used or mentioned today, I have personally used or trialed, and I would still recommend it even if I didn't get a kickback for it. So if you have enjoyed this episode and you do end up looking into any of these and you found value from this episode, I would love if you could use those links. That would be incredible, and you may get some kickbacks from some of those as well. I don't really talk about this sort of stuff very much, but I am kind of a bit of a systems, automations, operations guru behind the scenes. And I've sort of learned that over the last, what is it now? Like probably 3 years that I've been full-time working remotely online for myself. So yeah, I think that coaches really need to step up their game online if they're going to transition into that space. And you can't just be good technically anymore. You need to be great at marketing. You need to be great at the back end, or you need to partner with and find people who can do that for you. If you have any other questions about any sort of techie stuff, I'm not like crazy techie, but I do feel that, you know, I edit my own website and I get my VA to, I've taught my VA how to do that. And I do a lot of stuff myself. And my belief is that you should learn it before you outsource it or you give it to someone else, because you'll probably pay an arm and a leg for it for someone else to do it. And they may rip you off if you don't know the true cost or time of what something is worth. So yeah, those are the essential softwares that I recommend if you're looking to scale your business and stop working as many hours as a coach. Hope you enjoy, and share this with a friend who potentially needs this to hear this episode and needs to stop doing everything manually. That would be amazing. Until next time, move swiftly. I have a tiny favor to ask of you, and that is to just hit that subscribe button if you have not done it yet. If you've made it this far, then I hope that this has been valuable for you and for us to get more incredible guests in front of your earlobes and faces. If you're watching us on YouTube, then please do that now. And if you have any feedback or suggestions for me, or something that was a golden nugget that really stood out to you in this episode, I would absolutely love if you flicked me a message over on Instagram at Xenia Wood Official. Until next episode, and in whatever you do, move swiftly.